This is another one of those questions that makes you think. How many terms in the series given by those first three are needed to give a sum of 0? So you have to do some thinking. What do they mean, a sum of 0? Well, what it means is that if you write out this series, 1491 is the first one, and then 1484, and then whatever, all the way down, at some point it should be negative 1484, negative 1491, and in the middle should be a 0, and that 0 should be the midpoint, and that way there would be just as many negative terms with the same value as the positive terms. You add it all together and you end up with 0. So that's the idea here, that's what they're describing. Question is, how many terms have we got here? Now we can see already that the value for D is given. It's a difference of 7. It's minus 7 for the value for D. And so of the formulas we've got here, we know that the sum is going to be 0. So we can use one of these two. The first term is going to be 1491. The last term is going to be negative 1491. If we use this one, we're going to get 0 equals 0. That's not going to help us at all. So we'll use this one down here where 0 equals all this stuff. Let's start writing in what we know. So first of all, the formula again, n over 2, 2a plus n minus 1d. Why don't you pause the video and see if you can take it from there, okay, given that you have the formula. Okay, 0. We know that that's supposed to be the sum. N, we don't know what n is. That's what we're after. That's what we're looking for. And 2a, well, a is this number here, 1491, multiplied by 2, and we get 2982. Plus n minus 1d, we don't know what n is. That's what we're looking for. But we do know what d is, and d is minus 7. So we have a single variable equation, so we should be able to figure out what the value of n is from here. You should be able to do it by yourself without watching the video. So once again, you should pause it unless you've already come to the final answer. So the first thing I'm going to do here is multiply both sides by 2. 2 times 0 is still 0, so that just gets rid of that. So we've got the n on the outside now instead. Also what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this bracket stuff here. So we're going to go 2982 plus minus 7n plus 7. That's what's on the inside. And to clean that up a little bit more, we've got negative 7n squared and we have 2982 plus 7 is 2989 plus 2989n. So 0 equals that. So we can factor out n squared. Actually, we can move all this over to the left side. So we got 7n squared. I just don't like the minus sign there. Minus 2989, n equals 0. And then I'm going to factor out the n. I got n times 7n minus 2989 equals 0. So n could equal 0. But that doesn't make any sense. If we had 0 terms, of course there would be, well, 0 terms would give you a sum of 0, wouldn't it? But it already tells us that we've got terms. It tells us that we have 3 terms, so we're going to reject that one. So, no, n equals 0 we're not going to work with. But 7n minus 2989 equals 0. If we can figure out what n is here, that'll probably give us the correct number. So if we add the 2989 to both sides, and then we divide both sides by 7, we get n equals 427. And that is our answer.